your horizon is what every living being not only genuinely desires, but heartily pursues and intentionally invests in. For in the gathering of men, only those whose minds are in tune with the dynamics of the past, present, and future innovations, inventions, politics, and governance are respected. We are Spectrum Television, and broadening your horizon is our obsession. Risk on your decoder now to connect Spectrum Television on the frequency 12589, symbol rate 26250. That is frequency 12589, symbol rate 26250. Polarization horizontal, and join our online community at spectrumtvlive.ng. For further enquiries, please call 0704 158 5642 or 0704 541 7707. Spectrum Television, broadening your horizon.
The depth of knowledge, fun, and entertainment you experience on Spectrum Television can never be overstated, especially when you get them all at once. At Spectrum Television, we start your day with insightful political and social discussion, a spotlight on Africa and the world's view. On well-being, we prioritize your health.
Hello, good morning and welcome to another exciting edition of Sports Central, brought to you live and exclusive to Spectrum Television. Returning on the very last day in the month of October and looking forward to the weekend filled with numerous actions in the world of sport. Well, the WTA Finals officially commence tomorrow, being the 1st of November, and there have been so many preparations for all of the participating players ahead of the start of the WTA Finals. We'll also look at what's happening in the ATP scene. The Paris Masters 1000 event happens to be the last one for the year 2000. And of course, at the moment, we're looking at who will finish this particular year as world number one. There are several permutations. If Jannik Sinner wins the Paris Masters 1000, he will return to reclaim a current world number one spot that is occupied by Carlos Alcaraz. We look at other conversations in different competitions this morning. The basketball matches happen in the early hours, with some franchise are still doing quite well, starting off from where they left off a few days ago. We look at the world of football as well, with a whole lot of conversation as we look forward to the weekend filled with numerous action across different club sides. I'm Mutumba David. I'm so delighted to return on the show this morning. But before we look at all of these stories extensively, let's first of all bring you updated with big stories making rounds in the world of sports. Welcome to the show. Well, let's begin the conversation from the world of basketball as the head coach of Nigeria women's national basketball team, the Tigers, Rena Wakama, has been appointed head coach of Hive BC in the Unrivaled Basketball League 2025 and 2026 season. Unrivaled is an 8-team women's basketball league in the United States, co-founded by WNBA stars Breanna Stewart and Nafessa Collier in 2023, and made its debut in January 2025 with 6 teams. The league announced its head coaching lineup for the second season on its website on Thursday, confirming Wakama's appointment alongside 7 others across the league's 8 clubs. Wakama led the Tigers to back-to-back FIBA Women's AfroBasket titles in 2023 and 2025 and guided the team to a historic quarter-final berth at the Paralympic Games. She began her coaching career after spending 2 years at Manhattan College as the Director of Basketball Operations, then advancing to an assistant coach role. Away from that to the world of tennis, where British number 2 Cameron Norrie struggled to find his rhythm as he lost in straight sets to Monaco's Valentin Vacherat at the Paris Masters. Norrie described his victory against world number 1 Carlos Alcaraz in the previous round as the biggest win of his career, but was unable to reach that level again, losing 7-6, 6-4. Vacherat, who beat his cousin Otharin Danek to win his first ATP title at the Shanghai Masters earlier this month, will face either Felix Auger-Aliassime or Daniel Altmaier in the quarterfinals. The 26-year-old was ranked world number 204 in September, but entered this week's tournament at 40. He has won 10 of his 12 meetings with top 50 ranked players this year, with world number 31 Norrie the latest to fall. Norrie dropped just 2 points on serve in the opening set, but failed to capitalize on his one break point opportunity and eventually came up short in the tie-break. Away from that, still talking about the world of tennis this morning, 2 more teams have committed early to the 2026 United Cup, and new faces are set to make their debut at the mixed gender team event. First-timer Maya joins the Australian stalwart Alex de Minaur and will don the green and gold for the host in January, while Jack Draper and Emma Raducanu will both suit up for Great Britain for the first time. The teams join Poland, the first team to commit, on the backs of Hubert Hurkacz and Iga Swiatek, in the field for the 4th edition of the season opening event. It will be played from January 2 to 11. Meanwhile, 2021 US Open champion Raducanu will team up with reigning BNP Paribas Open champion Jack Draper, who this year rose to a career-high ranking of world number 4. Draper pulled out of the 2025 event due to injury before Great Britain exited at the quarterfinals. To the world of NBA, Victor Wembanyama helped San Antonio Spurs reach a franchise milestone in the early hours, dropping a team-high 26 points with 18 rebounds, 6 assists and 5 blocks as the Spurs rolled to the first 5 wins and no losses start in the club's history by way of a 107-101 win over the Miami Heat. San Antonio saved its hottest start for its 50th season in the NBA, facing a red-hot Heat squad that entered the game averaging a league-high 131.5 points. San Antonio limited the visitors to a season low in scoring, including a 14-point third quarter. Down the stretch, the Spurs washed a 15-point lead to start the final quarter, disintegrate into a 1-point deficit as Miami embarked on a 17-1 run sparked by Bam Adebayo, who poured in 12 of his season-high 31 points in the period. To the world of football now, former Napoli and Italy boss Luciano Spalletti was confirmed as Juventus' new head coach on Thursday, replacing the fired Igor Tudor. Spalletti has signed an agreement with the record 36-time Serie A champions through to the end of the current season. Juventus said, according to reports in Italy, the agreement comes with an automatic renewal if the team qualifies for the Champions League. Igor Tudor was fired on Monday following 3 straight losses and an 8-match winless run that dated to September 13. The unfortunate run ended on Wednesday after a 3-1 win over Udinese under interim boss Massimo Brambilla. Spalletti becomes Juventus' third full-time coach since Massimiliano Allegri was fired in May 2024. Including caretakers, he is the club's fifth coach in that span. Thiago Motta was fired by Juventus in March and replaced by Igor Tudor, who helped the club secure Italy's last Champions League spot with a fourth-place finish last season. Juventus haven't won Serie A since 2020, when they concluded a run of 9 straight titles. The club is 7th in the standings, 6 points behind leaders Napoli and Roma. In the Champions League, Juventus have drawn 2 and lost 1 and sit in the elimination places. Spalletti is set to make his debut at Cremonese in Serie A on Saturday. Juventus then hosts Sporting Lisbon in the Champions League 3 days later. And that's all we have for you in Sports Wrap Up at this time. We'll take a breather and we'll have more conversations in the world of sports.